Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
From home, honey.
Hey guys, and welcome to today's episode. Well, we've been working hard and trying to work fast to get this other building, this other side of the building, ready to go for opening. Initially, my goal was to have it open for October 1st. It is now October the 6th, and the side is still not open. Reason for that is construction ran a little bit late, not by a whole lot, but a little bit late. But now that we think we've got everything done and I'm starting to get stock in here, there's a big problem. We failed 2 of our major inspections, electrical and gas, actually 3. Plumbing failed, oh man. Inspectors came through. They said that the panel that ties into my other building wasn't clipped in quite right. And we forgot to put GFI plugs, which are safety plug next to the little sink. You can't even really see the sink, but there's a little sink over there. And a couple other little things. So electrical needs to get caught up. The gas line needs a different sort of little connector put on. And I tell you, all this stuff is starting to just really eat away at the time. As you can see, my shelves are not fully stocked in here yet, and it's a bit of a mess because I've been taking time in between customers and kind of hopping through the little door over here. I'll try and swing it around not too fast so I don't give everybody seasickness, but I come through the little door that connects the 2 spaces. Eventually those will be wide open, and I start putting stock out, and every day I do a little bit at a time. And we are making some progress, but what I need to do is order my food and order my snacks and order the other types of grocery items and bring them from the other side over here. But I don't want to do that yet because until we have occupancy, all that stuff's going to start getting stale date. So I'm waiting until we get occupancy, until we get our permit. That means I'm going to have to go outside and fix the grade as well. All the construction, everything has meant that the grade is not at the right angle and spot. I'm going to head outside and fix that and come back in and do a little bit of work. Next up, I have to fix the little sidewalk running down the side. Since we put it in, it's kind of become a little uneven. That's because the ground has been settling, which you'd expect, but the grade isn't right. It's actually sloping towards the building, and it has to be very level and kind of grade its way out the back. So we have a big load of material right here, and I've been actively filling up this wheelbarrow, making trips down to the end and getting it there. So I'm gonna keep making trips, get it all leveled out, and hopefully we'll have a smooth sidewalk again before the end of the day. What I'm doing here is dropping the dirt, smoothing it out, packing it down, and putting the new blocks in place. 3, 4 down, and a lot more to go. But at least it'll all be fixed. It'll be better, and I've been meaning to do this for a while, so best to do it now before snow hits. There we go. Got them all in place. And you can't really tell from the picture, but they are level. It's a good enough surface to walk on anyway. I'm going to sweep them off, and then I'm pretty much done back here. Now that the back is done and the grate is done and back inside, and the other day I picked up this T-rack over here, and I got all excited because I bought some nice sort of overcoats, some Canadian-made heavy shirts, sort of jackets, and I thought, great, I'm going to hang them up there. One problem was they came in, but I didn't have any hangers, so I just ran out. I see, can't hang them up without hangers. Silly me, so I had to make a special trip out and grab some hangers. I grabbed some wood ones because it's very kind of woodsy and, I don't know, kind of Canadian and rustic. I just got your basic sort of wooden hanger. I think it'll look nice. So I'm gonna get these hung up, get them over on the T-rack, start clearing some of these tables off. And boy, just really hope that when the inspectors come, we pass some of these inspections. As I was in the back getting stuff ready, some folks came in and they brought some toys and collectibles and things for me to buy. So I'm taking a little bit of a break from that to go through and see what I got. And I tell you, there is sort of just a big mess, a variety of things. Why did I buy these messy looking toy boxes? Well, occasionally you find something kind of neat at the bottom of a toy box. This X-Wing fighter, the original from '78. Nobody ever stuck the stickers on it. It's not complete, but it's still cool. Maybe some Star Wars and Star Trek collectibles in here. There was some action figures and statues, all sorts of fun stuff. Like this 1980s Telstar combat video game system that actually looks like it's part of the military. Kind of a cool piece, really. Oh, and the one other thing that was super fun in here too was the Remco Star Trek set. It's got the it's controlled space flight. It's basically like a cable drive system, and the idea is you make the Enterprise fly around. Really early, very early Star Trek collectible. I'm guessing this is 1976. So very cool, very early piece from the original series. And it's got the original box too, so who's going to complain about that? And at the bottom of the box was this 1950s space astronaut, and this guy has the television set built in, so he would pop open, and look, there's a TV set in there. Makes you wonder if there's a slide that it lights up and plays. Fortunately, his head has been pressed in a tiny bit to his body. It's going to affect the value, but super neat to find at the bottom of an old toy box. The other nice thing about getting the garage emptied out in the backyard here, it was full of all of our extra store fixtures and stock, is that now I'll have room to park an extra car. I don't want to put it in there just yet though, because I want to make sure that there's no debris, or maybe I dumped over some screws or something. So I picked up this roller magnet, which they use for cleaning up shop floor surfaces and stuff. And I'm going to roll it around a few times and see if I pick up any screws or nails. Definitely don't want a flat tire, especially not on a nice car like the old Meteor here, which I'm going to hopefully fit inside the garage. It's a long car, but it should fit. See, it's not a concrete floor in here, it's gravel, so I can't see where there's screws or nails or things. So I'm going to roll this along. And the idea is that if there's something that you don't want in your car tire, or if there's something metal, it should pick it up off the ground. Look at that. Nails and screws. Glad I did this. That could have been pretty nasty driving the car in here. So I'm going to keep pushing this around and pick up as much as I can off the floor to make sure it's nice and safe to park on. It was just $20 for the roller magnet right there. And I think that was money well spent. I imagined I was going to find a couple nails, but look at what was on the ground. That would have been a tire destroyer for sure. I actually had cars parked in there before, and I know probably only a couple of these are for me because they're newer. That means all this stuff was lying on there when I had the last car in there. That's crazy. But at least it's off the ground now. Well, that couldn't have been a tighter fit. Look, I have to squeeze through the door here because the car is so long that it only opens up about a foot. But it is in the garage and it will be out of the elements. One thing that I've had sitting around for a while has been this. This is a 1940s era movie theater display. It would have been in the lobby, probably promoting some kind of movie or some kind of special snack or treat. She would have held a tray originally, but it's not there. But it will be again. I picked up a cheap little tray. I'm gonna screw it onto her hand there. Don't worry, she won't feel a thing. And I'll be able to actually put stuff back on it the way it was meant to be used years ago, displays or something. I don't know, I just think it's kind of fun and quirky. And I figure, you have a neat thing like this, a neat prop, you may as well use it. Well, I moved the piano against the wall and I think it's much better. I added some funky 1970s art. I think it'll be a pleasant place to sit. We'll get the little chargers there for their phones or what have you, like I was saying. Table is getting cleared off. Probably put some flowers on there, it'd be nice. Bill is here and he's helping me price and get, what are you doing? You're working on tea.
I'm working on tea.
He's working on tea. And we're gonna have a whole big row of tea there. In the window of my kitchen, well, I used to get more sunlight before there was a building there. Somebody gave this to me on my opening day a couple years ago, and I've kept it here this whole time, and I've kept it alive. Look, it's alive, this little succulent. And I think it's gonna have a nice new home in the other addition. It's sort of a kind of a table centerpiece right about there. I don't know, it's a little green. Maybe I'll put flowers there at some point, I don't know. We'll leave that there for now, let it get some sunlight. It's just nice to have a little bit of greenery. Oh. So after much work and much sorting and reorganizing, we're getting the store more in order. I have moved the piano over by the wall so that not only it frees up this space in front of the door. I had thought, well, if you're sitting there, you could look out and gaze upon the park across the street, which you can kind of see out there. But then I thought, well, if it's against the wall, then I can actually access the building easier, and the people at this table can look out said window and gaze upon the street or the picnic table or trees or whatever. So that feels better. In terms of the stock, well, my deliveries are starting to arrive, and I've got everything from locally made food products such as the hemp seeds from Zip Chicks to Tea Girl Tea, which is all made and blended here right in Edmonton. And they've got great names like Princess Peach and Spicy Chocolate Ruby and Dreamy Time Candy Cane Oolong. Oh, I'm gonna have to try some of those. And of course, our coffee line that we carry, local jams, etc. Our salsa table is coming along. Not for dancing salsa, but I guess you could dance a salsa number near it while eating salsa. But what I'm getting at is that the store is coming together. I'm waiting for probably 3 more deliveries to come in to fill the rest of these shelves up, and I will be ready to open within the week. The problem I'm having is I can't open right now. And the reason for that is twofold. One of them's kind of our fault. Well, not fault, but our problem. And that's this little extension rod on the door, waiting for it to come in from Asia. It's been on back order from China for 7 months. We ordered it when we first started the building, and it's still not here. It's a simple little square rod that simply connects that to this. So when you push your push bar, the door will open. Now, I'm a fairly crafty fellow. I could probably find some square tubing, cut it to length, join it, and make that thing work. Whether that would pass or not, I don't know, but I'm sure willing to try anything. It's supposed to be here on the 14th, which is in about 7 or 8 days from now. So I'm gonna wait and see if it does come in. I won't have to worry about that, but if it doesn't, I'm gonna have to start thinking about plan B. The other thing they wanted installed was some kind of crazy backflow valve system. My contractor tells me it's totally unnecessary. It wasn't called for on my plans. It wasn't called for on the blueprints. They passed my building plans without this in there. But when the inspector came, he said, if you don't put this stuff in, you're not getting passed. And my worry is that now I have to pay somebody every single year to come and check that thing. And it's totally unnecessary. Also, I've been asked to call the city because we've had a permit waiting for 2 months for it to clear, which means it has to go into what's called intake. It gets assigned to somebody typically within a couple of weeks, and then they pass, or then we can call it for an inspection. So that is for our HVAC system. We had the permit in place for it to put it up. They're trying to call to get it inspected, but it's still sitting in the pending mode, which means that somebody just didn't click a box. But because that is still in pending, I can't get an inspector to check it out and make sure it's all good, which means we can't move forward. So I am stalled right now. I'm stalled because of these extra things that the city's asked us to do that are outside the normal purview. I'm also stalled right now because we're waiting on probably $2 worth of parts for that door at the back. And in the meantime, my stock is sitting here waiting for customers. So hopefully my next update will be one where we're moving along, we're moving forward, and we're making some good progress with actually opening these doors. But I have to keep stocking the shelves. I have to fill it up completely and get it ready to go so that when we do get permission, when we do get that occupancy, I can just open the doors up and let people come flowing in. And that's the goal. I have to be prepared. I don't want to wait for this to happen. I have to get everything in place and ready so that when we can flip the switch and open the doors, we're ready to roll, because we're getting close to Christmas season. And that is when you basically make the majority of your money for your shop for the whole year. So I gotta make sure we're stocked, ready to roll, and that this space can open. But regardless of how I'm feeling with the challenges and delays and the issues we've been having with some of those procedures, the store is actually looking pretty darn decent. And for that, I'm grateful and happy and feeling optimistic. Once we get past these hurdles, this will be an interesting and cool environment for people to shop in. So for today's update, I'm stalled, I'm waiting. I'm in limbo, and hopefully I'll have a better update for you next go around. But I'm gonna keep pressing forward, keep getting things ready, and staying optimistic that we can make this happen, because that's all I can do right now. Thanks very much for watching today's episode, guys. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to do so, and you'll get that notification for when I give you the update on this place, plus all the other cool videos we put out. So thanks for watching, as always. We'll see y'all soon, and bye for now.